You have not lived today until you've done something for someone who can never repay you. This is well understood when you visit Joy Divine Children's Organization located in the heart of Mlango Kubwa in the neighboring Mathare slums. Frederick tells us how this became a routine.
I work with Joy Divine Children's Organization that began in the year 2000. And today you are with us here at Joy at Mlango Kubwa for one of our outreach programs. The initial children that we rescued from the streets, courtesy of the Nairobi City Council by then, around 2003, all got to go to the highest levels of education. That was high schools, some joined colleges, and eventually others joined universities. So our facility was empty. And we thought that why not do much more? So we partnered with the St. Teresa's Catholic Church, and we started a feeding program for close to 1,000 street families from Mathare, Mlango Kubwa, Eastleigh area, and from the city center.
Not only does the organization strive to get the street children food, but they ensure these children having a feeling of family setting.
We started with this program, we became practical, we came on the streets, we did a feeding program, and new partners came on board. So we've had partners who partnered with us to do medical outreaches that has not only benefited the street families, but also the immediate community. So, and we were able to link in the Nairobi County Health Department, and it did the medical camp with them. So Joy Divine facilitated getting the drugs, getting the allowances for the doctors, for the clinical officers, and the community benefited. And this was a way of us partnering with also friends who've supported the education of the Joy Divine children. So they also got to see that we're doing something in the community. So they partnered with us, and we've done at least 3 or 4 major medical camps in the community. So we do basic things like deworming, creams, skin creams for skin diseases. We do cleaning of the wounds, and ENT, and many other things that the doctors find fit to treat the community. So we also do sports outreaches in that we bring the whole community together. In that there's a good rapport within the community, and especially during the holidays, we keep the young people busy. So there's we're able to give things like soccer gear, soccer balls, trophies, and just have a wonderful time with the community.
Michael Mwangi, a student and a volunteer of Joy Divine's Children's Organization, explains how they carry out these services religiously.
What usually happens here is we are a group of students from various universities across Nairobi, and what we do is we meet here every Saturday and do a proper feeding program now for the street families. We no longer refer to them as street families. After doing it for over 6 years now, we now refer to them as VIPs, because they're very important people. It's just that they don't have that opportunity, to explore and be whoever they want to be in this life. Yeah. So now, what we usually do here once we get here in the morning is we first start with a morning devotion in the morning. After the morning devotion, we get into the hall behind us and serve breakfast with them. We share breakfast, which is mostly it's porridge, bread, and sometimes when the funds allow, we also add an egg or some sausages or smokies in the mix. So after breakfast, as the volunteers who actually fund the feeding program, what we do is we divide ourselves into different groups to do various activities. And the activity number 1, which we usually start with, is Shule Mtaani. With Shule Mtaani is teaching them basics in education, from simple arithmetics in addition, subtraction, how to even write their names. After we are done with Shule Mtaani, some of the volunteers now go into doing first aid. We do first aid through their open wounds, because they constantly come to us every Saturday with open wounds, be it from fighting, maybe accidents, wakidandia malori and stuff like that. So we come, we nurse those open wounds and stuff like that. And then also it's during that time that we are able, to sit down with them on one-on-one basis, get to know how their week was, what are some of the challenges that they are going through, and blah, blah, blah. And then another group now from our volunteers they go down to the slums where we've rented some of the girls some houses. We have some of the girls that we usually assist, or rather who are street families. Most of them are HIV positive. They're those with young kids and they are young, blah 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 and stuff like that. So when we go there where we've rented for them some houses, it's us getting to know how they are doing in the houses. And then, because also it's a form of rehabilitation for them, it's also a place where we get to know how far are they away from now getting off the houses that we are renting for them to now go into their own houses and continue with the small-scale businesses that we usually start for them. Like for instance, today here we are with the Mso. She also used to be among the girls who used to be in those houses, but now she's gone off at the houses kabisa. She's living on her own. She comes to help us out once in a while in the feeding program. We are also using her to inspire these other guys. So it's not just feeding program alone. It's the food that we use to bring them. And then now with the food, after the food, or before we even serve them the food, we're able to identify those ones who are serious and they are willing to get off the streets and join schools.
There is immense power when a group of people with similar interests gets together to work towards the same goal.
I represent an organization that is called Love for Child Association. I am the welfare coordinator over there with a group of other friends. And Love for Child Association Loka is, as you see here today, helping a lot of street kids, a lot of street families, by helping to see how we can work together and how we can help to have them do their feeding, how to give them a better life. But for starters, for today, what we are saying is we want to give them a decent meal. So Loka members along with Joy Divine, today we have met up and we have said that let us get together and give all these street families a decent food. So many of our friends outside have a lot of clothes which they don't wear and they will just throw them away. But when you come over here, you'll see so many of these families not having decent clothes. So I would urge all our friends that if you are having clothes, and rather than throwing them away, get in touch with us. We would want all these families to come and have a decent clothes to wear. At the same time, you'll see so many of these kids not having a decent meal. And outside, sometimes we are throwing this food away. Be it in churches, temples, or functions, marriages, sometimes the food just goes to waste.
Nelson Mwangi tells us why this partnership is important to Love for Child Association.
We were invited here by the organizers of this program to come and see what they usually do and how we can be able to assist them. So that's why we and our members and some of our family members came on board to come and assist them. We came here in the morning, we've done some breakfast with them. We are almost doing lunch with them, and we'll also have a moment with them so that we can talk to them and see how we can be able to inspire them and how we can be able to instill hope in them. This is what we usually do every month with other different programs, and this is one of the programs that we're having today. So basically that is the reason as to why we came here in Mlango Kubwa to come and assist where we can. Basically we realize that even it is biblical that in our regions and in our societies we'll be having poor people, and the Bible recognizes that. So it would be wrong for us to sit down and assume that there's nothing that we can be able to do. So we realized as a young group, how can we be able to inspire one another, and how we can also be able to share the little things that we get here to ourselves, how we can be able to share it with the rest of the community. So we got inspired by that there are so many people out there whom we are living around with, but we don't realize that they are needy. So that's why we're here today, and in many other forums that we usually have. We usually have contributions that we usually make every month towards some of these programs. That's why we are getting inspiration to come and assist them. And then also listening to some success stories from a place like Joy Divine. It really gives us so much hope that there's a lot we need to do as a society. There's a lot we need to do, especially as the young people, to ensure that we can be able to assist and eradicate some of these menaces that we're experiencing in our country.
Rita Mdhoni, a mother of 4, tells us how this program has impacted her life.
Nilikuja kwa street 206, nilianza mambo ya kwa street nilikuwa mdogo, lakini hiyo wakati akina Maikuwa hawakuwa wamekuja. Lakini ile muda yenye walikuja, walijaribu kutubadilisha tu, hatukuwa tunapata nafasi ya kuoga, manguo za kubadilisha. Ondo wanatuletea nguo za watoi na zetu pia za kuvaa, siku zingine wanatupea sabuni za kuoga. Hivyo wakiangalia mwenye anaenda kuchange, kuna ile nyumba yenye wamekomboa ya wasichana. Ukienda kwa hiyo nyumba wanajaribu kuangalia mwenye ana change, kama ni usafi, upande wa usafi wanaangalia, wakiona unabadilika at least wanakupeleka nyumba nyingine na mtoto. Kama saa hii najua kujifuria nguo, najua kujipikia chakula, najua niko njaa. Ukiwa ile muda yenye uko unakula chochote unafikiria tu chupa ya biere au unanga appetite ya chakula. Kwa saa hii mko na appetite ya chakula, niko na mtoi na mpeanga chakula ile kidogo yenye tu nimepata.
Angel Warira, another beneficiary, narrates how she ended up on the streets.
Mimi vile nilikuja kwa street, siwezi eleza juu mimi nilistukia tu nimejipata. Nilikuwa nimekuja kazi na rafiki yangu, tukapoteana. Sikuwa kwa kukaa, sikuwa kwa kuenda kama nilipa kulala. Sasa mimi hata nikikuwa kwa street tu nimeshaanza kuwa kwa street na chemba kama wale wengine. Firstborn wangu nilifanyanga kurepiwa. Nilikuwa sojo sana, nimeshakuwa sasa nikitembea kasikia nimenyongwa. Kunyongwa nikamshinga tole wangu. Msongo wa pili babake alikuwa aitwa Peter Mwaneki. Wakati nilikuwa na mimba ya miezi 9 kenda kujifungua. Kutoka kwa maternity kurudi sikumuonanga tena mpaka wa leo hii. Nilikuwa na firstborn wangu. Nilikuwa anyeshangwa sana. Wakaniambia sio mzuri kulisha mtoto nje. Anyeshewe juu anaweza gonjeka. Katila mshamba chini kwa nyumba. Na yenyewe nikafurahia sana, nikaona ni mahali pazuri. Na niliposa hapo kuja nikabadilika. Sikuwa naoganga, sikuwa nafuanga. Hata kupikia mtoto ni shida, mwenyewe kufanya ni shida. Nakula tu za mborea. Shaje kwa mtoto wangu akiwa msafi, na tu na improve. Lakini sasa ningeomba kazi tu ndio mimi ningetaka.
This program has not biased those that need special attention in this society as well.
Nikaona huyu jamaa anaitwa Maura. Akakuja akaniambia ana usaidizi naweza pata gari. Nilikuwa natembea na crutches. Akanionea huruma, akaniletea gari.
Are you wondering how you can help out with the little you have?
Here is an opportunity whereby call us as Loka and we would try and collect that food and come and give it to the people you see, whereby they can come and give this food and decent food so they can get and something to eat. We are carrying out an Elimu policy whereby the kids who have performed well are able to have a decent education. So we as Loka we would vet them. We would see if they come, which kind of background they are coming from, and from there now we try and see if we can enroll them and give them a better life to lead.
Despite all the efforts put to ensure that this program is sustainable, they have had their share of challenges.
Some of the challenges we faced is like extrajudicial killings where we've buried a number of the young people who were previously on the streets, and not only because of the killings but also illness. They are exposed to the elements, so they easily get ill and they succumb to their diseases. And we are burying young people. We didn't sign up for this. We hoped that we'd rather buy school boxes and place these young people in schools. It's beyond our capability. So unless higher authorities, if they seriously and are deliberate to tackle it, we'll still have a big number of these young boys and girls addicted, and that will be beyond us. The other challenge is mental illness. A big number of these young people are, because of abusing drugs, because of their traumatized from their past experiences, are mentally unstable, they've got mental illnesses, and unless we get professionals, counselors, and we take them to proper rehabilitation centers, we can't do much about it.
This is the greatest desire that Frederick wishes to see come true.
We don't want to give food for the sake of giving food. We want food to be the key for these children to take in the next chance or opportunity. That could be education, that could be job placement, that could be reintegration back to their families across the country. It's been a challenge, but we've had very good friends and partners who are ready to facilitate and invest in terms of food support, in terms of the cooking equipment, in terms of even companies and corporates who've stand up and partnered with us for us to continue doing this. Our only challenge is having a security in terms of a facility that we know that we can do this uninterrupted and with the goodwill. We already have the goodwill of the community, we already have the goodwill of the young people, but can we get this support moving forward? Can the authorities not see us as competitors, but as facilitators and people who are ready just to make a difference in our community as young people? We've done this for such a long time, almost for pro bono. We're willing to bring in more people to support this. So, but our goal is to see, we don't want these children to remain on the streets one day longer. Our goal is to see them either back with their families, back in a school, back in a proper rehab center, they get the rehab for drug abuse, or just job placement. Keep them busy, keep them engaged, or for them to do sports and things that they're good with in terms of their talents and their skills. So that's just our desire.
Giving is not just about making a donation, it's about making a difference. Next time when you meet a poor or a needy person, consider giving it a thought.